everybody, my name is Dorina Silvas and I'm a Blue Status presenter with Unique. I am going to talk to you today about how to sell skincare and feel good about it. We definitely do not want to be those sleazy, salesy people, and we want to provide people with the products that they need to solve the problems that they have. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of reiterate a training that I had seen. It's in the back office under the university, and it is about skincare, and it was so good. I absolutely love the training. I learned so much from it, and it has changed my business. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got a couple of notes off to the side. So the first thing is that people will buy things for two reasons, and this goes for anything that they buy. The first one is because it solves a problem. The second one is that it promotes good feelings. So what do I mean by that? The first one, obviously, they have a problem, so they're purchasing something, some good or service to solve that. It's kind of self-explanatory. The second thing is going to be for good feelings. So what do I mean by that? That means that when they purchase it, they get good feelings because they've done a good deed. Whether that be, it's kind of, it goes back to like, we buy Girl Scout cookies because it helps the Girl Scouts, but it's because they're also delicious. So it solves the problem of, hey, I'm hungry and I want some Thin Mints. Anyway, so that also relates back to skincare, and I'm going to show you how to make one of those scenarios happen so that you can make an amazing sale and solve a problem. Now, how do you know if you've mastered the consultation? Basically, there's a couple of different ways. You're going to increase the retail sales with confidence and integrity. So you are confident with what you're giving, and you are giving the right advice. You're providing suggestions for the right problem. Selling solutions versus selling products. So again, it goes back to finding what what the issue is, and then solving that problem, versus just trying to sell whatever products because they're a high price, or you're trying to hit a goal or something like that. You're legitimately trying to solve their problems. You want to gain raving fans. And I always thought that, kind of sounded weird, but you want people to be excited and to tell their friends about the amazing, the entire experience that they've had with you, because you listen to them. Think about it. When a customer goes to, Walmart or CVS or, a beauty store, most of the time, they're not going to be like, oh, have somebody there that can say, oh, well, does your skin do this? No, they're kind of left in the dark. So that's what makes what we do so amazing, because we can provide customized products to help them based on our suggestions. So you're going to want to attract new and ideal customers. So not only new customers, but the ideal ones that are suited for our products. And you're going to enhance your income potential, because if you've got customers telling their friends, guess what? Their friends are going to come to you as well for those solutions. So that is going to help your business grow, which is really exciting. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get into some questions and how to determine what products a customer, what solutions to provide. But before I get into that, I want to talk to you about, when you're providing suggestions, how many you should provide, and the reasoning behind that. So on average, you want to provide at least 6 products when you're talking about skincare. Now you may be thinking 6, that's a lot. But did you know that on average people will purchase about half of what is suggested to them? So that means that on average a customer will purchase 3 out of the 6 that you suggest to them. Now, why is that important? The one thing to remember that our skincare is a system. It's not, it's kind of like in a car. In a car, you're going to have all these different additives in it. If you just had windshield wiper fluid, the car's not going to run great. Or if you just had gas and you didn't have the oil, yeah, the gas is great, but hey, you need the oil too. So it's kind of that same analogy, except for this is your face, and it's the only one we have, so we want to take care of it. So now, why do we want them to purchase 3 products? Did you know that a customer who purchases 3 products has a 90% chance of returning back to you to purchase again. Pretty astonishing, right? If they purchase 2 products, they're actually 60% likely to come back and purchase again. And if they purchase 1 product, they are 30% likely to come back and purchase from you. So now I hope it kind of makes sense a little bit why you want to suggest 6, because that's going to cut in half and leave you with 3. And if they are using 3 products, you have a 90% chance of them returning. Now, I personally went through my sales for the past, few months, and I can tell you that for my personal results, any of my customers who purchased 3 or more items, 100% of them came back and have repurchased. And the ones that had purchased 2, I actually found out that for me, about 50%. I only had a couple, or like 3 customers, or I guess so it wouldn't be 50%, but I had 3 customers that had purchased, and 2 of the 3 did purchase something, not the products that I had actually sold to them, but they purchased another one, but 1 didn't come back at all. I haven't heard from them, and the last one, I had 1 customer purchase 1 product, haven't heard from her. So my numbers are a little bit different, but they kind of show a common thread, and that is that if you can get at least 3 products into their hands, they are going to be more satisfied with it, because again, it is an entire program. So I'm going to go ahead and go through some quick questions that you want to ask, and I've got a questionnaire all put together for you, so I will add that here, but probably down in the comments. But I'm going to go through each question so you can kind of understand why you want to ask these questions and why it's so important. Let me get to them. Okay, so the number 1 thing is make sure you have a pen and a piece of paper, or you have your computer handy so you can fill out an assessment for each individual person. The reason that this is important is because, if you have a customer who comes and say they purchase, 2 products, and later on they want to come back, you want to have that ready so that you can suggest something specific to their needs. You always want to make sure that nothing has changed, especially if they've started using some products. More than likely, that's going to be addressing some of the concerns, but it's nice to have it here. And the other thing too is you want to write down what they say in their words. And that's going to pay a lot into rapport, because you're listening to what they say and you can hear the hot buttons. So like for me, I have dry skin. If you come back and you reply and say, oh, because you have dry skin, I suggest this, like that's a word that I used, and so it's a common ground, if you will. So I'm going to go into these questions and try and get through them as quickly as possible. So question 1, what challenges / concerns are you having with your skin right now? So like I'll pretend I'm the customer. So my concerns is my skin is dry, my cheeks are red, it does get my skin is very sensitive, and I have wrinkles on my forehead. Now, as me as the presenter, I would say, okay, is there anything else? Is there anything you can think of? And you're like, And it gets that customer thinking. So after they respond and tell you all of the things, always ask, hey, can you think of anything else? Is there any other things that concern you? I don't have a lot of problems yet, but I know that heredity is telling me that, hey, I gotta watch out for these eye bags. Interesting. So, me as the presenter, I'm going to write down exactly what the customer said. The next question is going to be, have you used any products in the past to address your concerns? So, they're going to tell you about, oh, I use this moisturizer, and I use this cleanser, and I liked them or I didn't like them, whatever. And again, always anything else. Is there any other products that you can think of? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate the effectiveness of these solutions? Now, this is important because you want to know, are they happy with their current products? Sometimes they will be, sometimes they won't be, and it's important for you to know where they're at with that. The next thing would be, if they didn't answer a 10, what would make it a 10? What would make you decide to switch products, or what would make it to be the perfect product for you? Question 4, what would you say best describes your skin's elasticity? So this is going to be like a rubber band. When you pull it, does it go back? The more seasoned we become, the more that we lose that. And that is really important to remaining youthful. So it's important to know. And there's 4 choices: tight and firm, moderately firm, loose, or saggy. So like mine, I would say is moderately firm. I'm in my early 30s, so I'm not in a rough spot yet, but time is not on my side. Question 5, which of the following would you say best describes your complexion? And it gives a bunch of different examples there, so that's important. The next one is, how would you describe your pores? This is important. So there's 3 options. There's large and clogged, tight and clean, or somewhere in the middle. That can help you with cleansers, with moisturizers, a lot of things. So that's a very important question. The next question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is the health of your skin? And encourage, before you get started, encourage them to be 100% truthful. Let them know this is a judge-free zone. You legitimately want to help them, if there's something that we can offer. And in order for them to do that, they have to be truthful. It's kind of like when we go to the doctor and he says, hey, have you been eating, a lot of sugar? And you're like, yeah. Or go to the dentist, have you been flossing? Sure I have, yeah. So encourage them to be truthful. A judgment-free zone is important. So how would you rate the condition of your skin right now? So that's like a 1 to 10 question. What do you want your skin to be? So obviously they're going to say a 10, most likely. How much time do you spend on your skincare routine daily? Now this is from washing your face to applying makeup to taking makeup off, whatever, anytime that you are putting something or touching your face with something, how long do you do that? I thought, I was only doing like 5 minutes, but if you add in makeup application, it's going to take a lot longer. So ideally, how much time would you like to spend? And this is good to always break down, like, are we talking about applying makeup or are we talking about actual skincare? Now, it is important to know how much time they take applying makeup, because if they're spending 45 minutes, that's 45 minutes of them spending time touching their face and doing things like that, and you want to know so that you can determine what they're willing to put into it, kind of. So question number 12 is where you are going to plug in the words that they said. So it's going to be, you described your skin as dry and red, with, moderate elasticity. Which products are you currently using to help with that? And it goes through, what cleanser, what eye serum. And it's important to ask all these specific questions, because then you're getting them thinking, okay, do I use a moisturizer? Yeah, I do, but I don't use an eye serum. I'm in my early 30s. Is an eye serum important? You're kind of laying the groundwork for why you're going to suggest certain products. So you want to know what products they're currently using, and, they may not even be using anything, and that's okay. Okay, there's only a couple more questions. The next question is going to be, rate the performance of your current products. So we're going to go through all the products that you just told me about and tell me what you rate them and why. And then you're going to go through the next question is, what would make them a 10? So what would be the difference that would really make that product amazing? Never would leave it, etc. So question 15 is super duper important, and it says, what is one thing you would change immediately? Now, if you have somebody coming to you and they have quite a few, problems, this is really important because it's something that you want to address the quickest. Somebody that's coming to you with acne, they're going to say, I want to get rid of the acne. Okay, so you know that that's the first thing that you really want to solve, the first product that you really want to hit home with. So the next question is, what would you rate the condition of your skin right now? So that kind of just gives you an idea of where they're at and where they want to go with it. So the next thing is, you're going to identify the top 3 challenges and, or the hot buttons. And this is why it's important that you're writing down specific words that they're saying, because you can say, okay, you said that your skin is dry, you've got redness, and, you're worried about the wrinkles on your forehead. Would it be okay if I made you some suggestions? And then start looking, and I have a product list that you will also find in here, and it gives you so many useful tips for products that we currently have. But then what you can do is you can say, I have a few recommendations. Let me put this together and get back to you. Sometimes that little bit of suspense really does help a lot, but it allows you time to prepare. The great thing about what we do is usually it's going to be online, so you have time to kind of go back and forth. But just in case, let them know, hey, it's going to take a couple minutes for me to put this together. I will get back to you as soon as I'm done. And I really like to do the product suggestions in video because it just really shows, emotion with it. And I think that that's super important. So once you have identified at least 6 products that are going to help them with their concerns, you want to address each one of them individually. And so you'd go back to your customer and you'd say, Mrs. Customer, I have some products for you. I want to go through each individually, and I'll tell you why on each of them. So you want to start with what I recommend is. So what I recommend is our face mask. Why I recommend this, use their exact hot buttons because it's going to help with removal of the skin that's not coming off on its own. How you use this, and you're going to go through how you use the product. So you use this product up to 3 times a week. You apply it, you let it sit for 5 minutes, and then you use a towel to wipe it off. That will help remove the dead skin, and then you moisturize. It's pretty amazing. And then the last thing, and this is so important, is you're going to love this because when I use this, I can apply foundation for the first time in years. I haven't ever been able to apply foundation and feel good about it because I have such dry, flaky skin that it always, shows up. And so you're going to love this because it will take care of that. And, just give a personal testimony. Now, if you're talking to somebody who has acne, I personally do not have acne. So I can't say, well, because I use these products, now my acne is gone. No. But you know what? We have an amazing team of women, and I guarantee you that at least one person on this team has acne and can relate to that. So that's why it's okay to tell your customers, hey, I'm going to do a little bit of research and get back to you. So that is kind of the skincare assessment. I can tell you from personal, my personal testimony with it is that I have had 100% of my customers who I have spoken to about this purchase from me when I did this, and all but one of them purchased 3 or more products. I actually had 2 that purchased the full collection. Now this was important because I'm not talking them into something that they didn't need. I'm solving their problems. They have these problems and they're looking for a solution, and I have that solution, which is amazing. One thing that kind of helped break the ice was I went to my current customers or potential customers and I said, hey, I just took this training. I'm really excited about it. Would it be okay for me to test out this questionnaire on you? 100% of them said yes, and 100% of those people purchased something. And I'll be honest, like one of them, she used Irish Spring on her face. Love her to death, but she didn't know. And she loved the smell, so that's what she used on her face. And once she started using products, she has gone crazy because she loves it. It's amazing. What we have is a quality product, and it is awesome. So anyway, I hope that this training was really helpful. There is a full training, like I said, in the back office under the university. It's under skincare or products or something like that. I should have looked at it, but I didn't. I will try and remember to put it in the comments, or you can reach out to me directly if you have any questions. But I hope that this was helpful, and good luck. Go find somebody to test out the skincare assessment on. Have a great one. Bye.